An object this is so simple. An object starts at a position of -6 and ends up at a position of +10. Calculate the displacement. It's so simple, I didn't even put it on the to-do list over there. Target list. It's okay. Displacement, right?
Delta D.
Delta D is final minus initial. When you write a formula, you are telling me I know what to do in this question, and I can give you a mark. If you inadvertently, for some reason, and I've seen this, just like 2 days ago, I had a kid write something very much like this down. Starts at a position, initial position, guess what they wrote? 600.
Obviously not very smart, little guy.
They wrote 10 minus 600, and they actually did it right. I gave them full marks.
Oh, why?
Because they clearly knew what they were doing.
It's 6.0.
Yeah, the only mistake they made was they screwed this up. Tiny little boo-boo. They knew exactly what they were doing. They made a boo-boo.
That kid not have his rock.
However, Nate, if this is all that they had written down, what am I going to give them?
Check mark. A big old fat check.
Big old fat 0.
Why?
It's wrong.
Why?
They haven't shown me anything. They haven't shown me anything. I do not care about the answer. I care about the process. And it's good for you because in a multi-step question, if it's 8 steps long, and yes, grade 12 physics, 8-step problems, if you screw up in step 1, I will follow it through. And you'll get 7, maybe even 7.5, maybe even 8 out of 8. But if all you give me is the answer, you are gambling on 0 or 8.
Are you like Mr. Ray? You like
Follow it through?
mark, like you didn't
Yeah.
get the answer wrong, you still mark it?
Yes. Is that not what I'm trying to say here?
No, I wouldn't.
Is that not what I was saying?
As long as we have the right concept, and it's right.
Yeah. Well, it depends, right?
So as long as the math is right, or as long as we have the right concept. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Of course the answer here is not that. What's the answer? Final, oh now hang on. What other mistake? You have to do negative. Now, how much do you think I would give you if you just did 10 minus 6 and got 4?
10 minus 6.0.
How much is this whole thing worth, do you think?
2 marks.
This is 1 mark. This is not, this is 1 mark. Unfortunately, you're going to get a big old fat 0. You have not shown me you know how to do it.
10 minus 6.
Okay? You have to show me what you know.
10 plus 6.
And it can't be based on what I know that you know. It's got to be you show me in that piece of paper, right? What's the right answer? One last mistake that's been made. Units. Units are important. Don't be lazy. Give me the units. Nate, how would you like 100,000?
What?
Exactly. Could be dollars, could be smacks in the head.
I'm gonna get 100,000.
Units are important.
Or give me 100,000 cracks.
Oh, you like that one, did you?
Hey.
So like $1 per smash or what?
We can. Here's the next step problem. It's a 2-step one. Maybe there'll be a country song going through your head now. I don't know. Get that joke?
Yeah.
Thank you. Find displacement. Delta D is finest minus initial. Please line up your equal signs. They should go top to bottom. Oh, and because it says A right there, let's put an A right here. Hey, I got an idea. Let's scrunch my answer into this little spot right here.
Yeah.
So that the teacher knows that that's the one I'm answering.
Yay.
There'll be 100,000 and it won't be dollars if you do something like that.
Nickels.
Label your work and use the space that's given. Final minus initial here is going to be what?
Negative 13 point.
Negative 13, subtract 10.
That's still $50,000. I'm good.
No, figure it out. We can do the math.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
Are you getting these down, Lucas?
It is.
Hey, look at how the equal signs line up.
I figured it out.
That's what I want. Some people will make a stink that you can't have nothing equal to that. Some people, some teachers will say, oh, you got to have that. I'm not going to get that overlay. Okay? But I do want to see them lined up. Your answer should be at the bottom. Don't do step B before step A. When I read your solution, I'm reading left to right. Oh, those ones. How many people like doing stuff like this? Everything sideways like that.
Top down. Mine's top down.
Part D.
You do it like this, Keith?
Velocity during the trip is d over t.
Sometimes.
What's the displacement? Minus 23. The time? 7 seconds. Here's where you need your calculator. 3, because I could, because you, can you do 23 divided by 7 in your head?
3.2 something.
Thank you. 3.26?
3.28.
3.28? 3.28 what?
Second.
No, meters per second was what I was looking for.
Negative.
Oh, negative. You're right, that would probably be a half mark. How much would something like this be worth? Probably 2, yeah, 1 each. If you forgot that negative, what would you say would be fair? Probably 1.5, yeah. Is it a big error?
No.
No, it's not giant, but it's big enough that...
It's a math mistake. I mean, it's not.
No, it's conceptual.
It's not a concept error, though.
Well,
Yeah, it's too negative.
because it's to the left, right?
You understand saying you got to put it right.
You don't get a formula sheet, do you?
You do not get a formula sheet. Lucas has a very good point. Remember, you do not get a formula sheet.
Really gross.
So it's your responsibility to make sure
Hold on.
that your formulas on your sheet are correct.
Like minty.
Don't mess that up. If you're not sure, check with me.
Worst steps are my favorite. I can do them all in like 1 second.
Let's try number 3. I'd like to be done before 3 o'clock, so I'll give you time to work.
So seriously, I can put all of them in one.
Find the time required to travel 150 kilometers at a rate of 80 kilometers per hour. What do I, this is a D, this is a V we're solving for. Time. I often get kids asking me, how do you know what formula to use?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, write down what you know, write down what you don't know, pick the formula that has those things in it.
E equals 0.
What is that? That's average velocity?
Average velocity. Now, this 80 kilometers an hour, it would be a constant 80, which would mean your average would be 80, right?
This one.
Okay, now, here's another reason why you need to write the formula and show the substitution. Because you might know how to do this, but then you might screw this step up, because people always screw this step up. They don't know how to do this, and I have to be careful not to just jump and assume that everyone knows how to do this. You don't remember how to do this?
You put 80 under 1.
Okay, here's the logic. Here's the logic, right? You have to isolate T. Lucas, watch, because you're going to be asking me this later. You can talk later. Talk from 3:30 till Monday at 9 a.m. without exhaling or inhaling. I don't care. But for the next 10 minutes, listen to me. How do you isolate T? You got to get T all by itself. So I'm going to multiply both sides by T. This side cancels. And you get, over here, 80T is equal to 150. And then to get rid of that, 80, you divide by 80. Right? Or, exactly, the T and the 80 just switch positions. You need to be able to do that. In grade 11, that should be automatic. You need to just go, look at that. Oh yeah, T equals 150 over 80. Automatic.
Oh, yeah, I got this. Oh, I done it 100 times.
I bet you I've done it 10,000 times.
How many times I've done it? Mr. Man, you know how many times I've done it?
150 over 80.
1.875.
1.875?
And that's where it's right.
And that's 1.875 what? Hours.
You have so
I've done it, well, not physics before.
Are you getting these down, Lucas? 'Cause you- Okay, good. Okay, because I just haven't seen you. So. Any questions? Everyone's good?
Yeah.
You should just like give us the formulas on the test. Just like write the formulas down.
Responsibilities on you. For this period, yeah.
I don't remember how to do the formulas.
Write them down. Okay.
Oh!
Does this one look a little harder? Let's write down what we know. It starts from rest. That is code for
0.
VI equals 0. It rolls 28 meters, so my D is 28. My time is 4 seconds. And I'm asked to find average velocity, final velocity, and acceleration in that order. I'm not going to, in grade 9 and 10, I try to insist on kids writing this down. I think you guys are past that stage. There are still some students that benefit from doing it.
What's VI?
Initial velocity. I encourage it, but I'm not going to say you have to. But if you think it helps you, please do it.
What's VI?
Final velocity. I'll do it for a little while and then I'll just stop. Okay, how do I find average velocity? V bar. There's only two that have V bar in them. D over T. Let's write the letter A so that you can tell me that, yeah, I'm doing this part here. V bar is equal to D over T. By the way, for the rest of you guys, just for your information, I'm ignoring Jake and Alex. I know they've been looking at their phone. I'm just going to ignore it. And then later, when they ask me for questions, I'm going to remind them what they were doing during this time. Okay? So it's not that I haven't noticed, I'm just choosing to ignore it.
Why didn't you tell us that you noticed?
Because students might be saying, well, how come those guys get to have their phone out and he's not yelling at them?
You said you were ignoring them, but you just stopped the whole class.
I know.
The whole class.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not going to tell them to put that phone away.
Average velocity.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to ignore them this period.
They can ruin their own lives.
Exactly.
Average velocity is 7.
So the D is 28, and the time is 4. So my average velocity is 7 meters per second.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Final velocity. Is it different than 7?
Yep.
Yes. VF is different than V bar, is different than delta V, and is different than VI. They're just the letter V, a different kind of V. So final velocity. Which one of those has final velocity in it? There's 2 of them. But there's only one that has average in it, right?
Delta V.
V bar equals VI plus VF over 2. Because average means add up how many you have and divide by how many you do have. So Nate, what's the average here? What's the average? What's this one right here? 7. See, V bar equals 7, V bar equals 7. This is why writing the formula helps. VI is equal to 0. Nate, just watch.
Talking about my pencil that I lost like weeks ago.
What's the final velocity? That's what I'm solving for. Divide by 2. How do I solve that? Because that's what I just rewrote the formula with divide by 2.
Cross multiply something?
Yeah, gonna multiply both sides by 2, and I get 14 is equal to, and really, do I need to write the 0?
You just times 7 by 2.
I did.
Just in case, aren't you supposed to do like the opposite right now? If you're looking for and then you have to do that.
Yeah, but I have to get rid of that divide by 2 first, right? What do you want me to do, subtract 0 on both sides?
What if you didn't have 0?
Oh, if I didn't have 0, then I got something else, yeah. We'll get there. Okay, Here's the one that everyone gets wrong. This is the one that some of you will have this on your test.
What does that mean? Oh.
It means that delta V does not equal V bar. I'm asked to find acceleration.
Delta V.
A equals delta V over delta T. You don't know how many times I've seen this.
Obviously, you didn't teach him very well, did you? But it's a good teaching us well, so we're good.
Thank you, Nick. What is wrong with that? What does delta V equal? Now here's where the people are going to argue with me. Did you start writing that down already?
Yeah.
Don't you hate it? Don't you hate it when teachers do that?
Like why?
Wasting eraser.
Wasting eraser.
Erasers don't last forever.
Unless you're that really big one.
It's getting so small, I'm gonna have to fight it off after.
I'll buy you one.
I
Now,
didn't get a eraser.
you're going to be mad at me, and that's okay. I'll get over it, right? Do I need to see this? Just watch. Don't write. Don't watch. Don't write. Just watch. Do I need to see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
Yeah.
Final is not equal to delta V.
Okay, well, let's just talk about this for a second.
Where do you want to see that?
Is the VF always going to be the delta V?
I don't know.
Oh. What's delta V?
Sure.
Is the VF
Yeah.
always going to be equal to delta V?
Final velocity. Final velocity changes. Isn't it?
Is the final velocity always equal to the change in velocity?
It's not final.
Only
It's
when
not
it's zero.
Only when what?
It's zero.
Only when the initial is 0.
Here.
Now, I think that we're all big enough boys and girls that we know that the VF is going to be the delta V if the VI is 0. Would you agree?
Yeah.
We all can do that, right?
No.
So do I need to see this?
No.
No, but you need to promise me, the flip side of that is that if the VI is not 0, that you're going to do what? You're going to do this. Right? Like if it's 10, you better go 14 minus 10 is 4, and don't give me 14. Okay? But a lot of the time, the VI will be equal to 0. So just for today, put that down just for sake of completeness. I have no problem with you just going something like that. Do you think I need to see that at this step? Delta V equals 14. Well, it's one of those, if you show me that, then I can give you credit for it if something goes wrong somewhere else, right? But if you don't show it to me, well, then I can't give you credit for it. Okay, so now what am I trying to find here? Acceleration, right? A equals delta V over delta T. The delta V is 14. The delta T is 4. 14 divided by 4 is 3.5 meters per second squared.
There we go.
For the big boys and girls in grade 11 physics, this part is optional. This part is recommended. Is that fair?
Writing it?
Yes. Is that fair, Lucas, do you think? That I can say, yeah, we don't need this. Wait, we know that.
I don't even know if we're going to far question.
Yeah?
No.
How much would that be worth, do you think? Who's making that whistling
10
sound?
marks.
10?
Five.
I want to know what.
Try a 1,
What?
a 2, a 3.
That's if you have.
I'd give me 10 marks.
Okay, I saw lots of good stuff out there. I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to do it real quick because everyone pretty much got it. VI is 1, VF is 12, the time is 3, and the acceleration.
0.
Before I can find acceleration, I need to find delta V. I saw lots of people doing this. 12 minus 1, 11.
Is that wrong?
To be fair, I'm not a big stickler about putting units on what I call intermediate steps. Like it's only really the last step that I really want units. I'll let this one slide.
I'd rather be big stickler.
That's a stickler.
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 Someone who's like,
Really anal about everything.
yeah, exactly.
That's what they, everything has to be perfect.
11 over
You sure that's okay?
3.67
She wants to.
meters per second squared. What if you had 3.7?
You're wrong.
I'll take that. What if you round that to 4? You're pushing it.